everybody. So hopefully you'll be able to find me tonight. There was a little blurb on StreamYard that Facebook's been having a little problem with lives, but only if they've been scheduled. So I don't normally schedule my lives. So hopefully everybody will be able to find me. I found myself on my tablet. So how is everybody this evening? Happy Wednesday to everybody. Hi, Carol. So tonight we're going to be having some fun with the Scan and Cut. I've been looking forward to making this project. It's a very fun project. Oh, your internet's been up and down today? Well, sometimes ours is like that here when it rains. It's been kind of rainy today, so they've been working on my house this week, so I'm very excited. I have floors that don't creak and move when you walk on them. I'm very excited. So my floors are in, and he's been working. All my washer and dryer are in here in my sewing room, and the door's off. So all the mess is over here. You can probably see the door behind me here. And then I've got new flooring. The flooring is going to be that new. I've seen it, but I hadn't really seen it up close. That new plank flooring, they call it. They say it's really good for places that, like laundry rooms and stuff like that. I think some people put it all over their entire house. So anyway, it's kind of cool. Okay, so for, again, some of you, if you haven't allowed Facebook to let me see your name on StreamYard, a lot of you are coming up as your names now instead of Facebook user. So if you go look at this, at the description of this video that you're watching right now, there's a little link that you can click on, and you can tell that StreamYard it's okay for me to see your name. So if you want to do that, so I can see what your name is, it helps me because the comments come through faster on this screen than on this screen over here. So if you haven't done that, check to see. And I'm seeing probably 2/3 or 3/4 of your name. Yes. So whoever said, can you see mine, Jan? No, I cannot. Lynn, no, I cannot. So everybody else is coming through that did it last week. So, and there's a few people that are new. So if you want to click that little link, that will help me. Tell us again how to fix it. Okay, so in the description of this video that you're watching right now, there's going to be a little blurb and a little link that you can click on, and it'll just tell Facebook it's okay for you to see my name, for me to see your name. It's just going to be me that sees it. No one else will see it. Whoever just said, can you see me? No, I can't see you. So who is that? I can see over here. Let's see. Margaret. No, Margaret, I can't see you. You tried to fix Colleen, I see you. Colleen Robinson, I can see you. You're coming through. And so I can see, yeah, everybody pretty much is coming through. There are a few new people from last week. So if you don't mind doing that, that really helps me, because then it's easier for me to see your Mitzi. No, I cannot see you, Mitzi. Go to the description and click the little link in there. It's in the description of this video. So if you're watching the video, if you just kind of go out, you can see the link and then click it and then come back in again. Yes, Jan, I can see you. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of you have gotten it to work. So if you haven't done that, just that's something that helps me so I can see your names a little bit better on StreamYard. Okay. Awesome. So anyway, yeah, so they're working on my house. So you can see my doors sitting over here. I don't know if you can see it next to the clock over here. They took the door off the hinge to get the washer and dryer in here, and they're sitting over here. So anyway, we're making progress. It's starting to look like a house again. I got new door locks the other day. Getting new door locks. Oh, Mitzi, I got you. Awesome. Bernadette, yes, I see you. Yes, you got it last week. A lot of you. Yes, one step at a time. I am kind of feeling that way. You just have to kind of take one step at a time. The house was leveled on Monday. So the whole house feels different. You know, they leveled my house, so it was a little off. And so the whole house just feels different all over. And so now they're working on floors out here, and they're going to put new flooring down. So yes, Linda Betts, I can see you. Yes. And Lynn, yes, you did get it. Geldmeyer, yes, you got it. Perfect. Okay. So we have a lot of fun things to do tonight. I really enjoyed making this project. This is what we're going to make tonight. It is a, I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a glare. Let me put this down just a little bit. There we go. This is the tree. Yes, it will be wonderful. You know what I'm really looking forward to, Maureen, is I'm looking forward to doing laundry in my own house. My friend has been so gracious to let me come over and do laundry, but you know, I do other things while I'm doing laundry. So isn't that darling? Okay, so this is the tree, and it has the little boxes in it so you can pull them out and put little treats, and they're pretty good size. You know, the boxes are pretty good size, so you can put pretty nice sized gift in there. Okay. So this is what we're going to make tonight. Now I do have, oh, Jan, you're getting I'm on. You'll like it. I think we have it at work. So, you're going to enjoy this. I have put part of mine together so that I could get closer to having it put together. Because it does take a while. So I'll explain that as we get going here. The first thing I want to do though, let me turn off the banner, and I'm going to show you where to go to get the design. So if you didn't see, I talked a little bit about it a while ago, but the design is a free design on Canvas Workspace. So if you go to canvasworkspace.brother.com, or if you've got the downloadable version of it on your computer, then when you log in, there's like a little line, you know, there's a little box full of all these little projects, and that's where it is. And it's free. It is an older one, so you may have to scroll down a little bit. So I'm going to actually share my screen quickly with you and show you. I'm in the online version of Canvas Workspace. So you go to canvasworkspace.brother.com. Okay. And that's where I am going to show you here in a minute. So I'm just going to share my screen quick with you so you can see it. And then I will show you where to get. So we're going to do Canvas Workspace. Let's see here. Okay. Oops. I have a hard time clicking the right buttons when I go to share my screen. Okay. All right. So let me go over here to Canvas Workspace. Amanda, it might be able to be doing on a Cricut, but it would be in the wrong format for you. So if you have some way that you can convert from FCM to SVG, you might be able to do it. I don't know. I don't know much about Cricuts. I'm sorry. All right. So this is my Canvas Workspace account, and I already logged in, so you didn't have to see me do that. So I just went to canvasworkspace.brother.com, logged in, and then this is all the stuff that comes up first. Okay, so this is all these projects that come up, and you have to scroll down a ways. It is down, it's an older one, so it's down a ways. So I scrolled down to, here it is. It's called Christmas Tree Advent Calendar. Okay, and you can send the designs individually here to your machine, or if you want to download everything together, you go over here, see where it says play video. There is a video on how to make this. So they have a little YouTube video about it as well. Okay. And then you can also go to the recipe. In other words, the instructions, the written instructions. And I have those here, so I'll show those to you in a minute. Okay. They have a ton of free projects. They're so nice. And then if you go down here where it says download all parts, that's where you can download all the designs to your computer all at one time. So if you want to send them one at a time to your machine, you can do that here by just clicking on here. See, it says download. So like the little buttons come up, and I can just click download, and I can send it wirelessly to my Scan and Cut from here, or I can just do all of them at the same time. I like to just download the whole thing and the instructions, And then I like to put it on a stick or leave it on my computer. So that's what I usually do when I'm getting the designs from here. But that's where it is. It's a free design. Just go get it. It doesn't have a ton of instructions, but I'll show them to you. That's mostly pictures. And this is not a hard project. It does take a little time because, of course, you have to cut 25 boxes and 25 wrappers, all the numbers and a star. So it does take a little while to do. Okay. Okay. So that is the part that I wanted to show you about where to go get the project. Okay. So I'm just going to hit stop. I'm just going to stop sharing. And I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Cool. So then you can also watch their little video if you want to. And it's not very long, but it just shows you the basic, the construction of it. I did a couple of things differently. So, then you'll have that one to refer to as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my camera down over here so that actually I'm going to show you a couple things first. Don't forget that we have a drawing at the end. Okay. Now I really wanted to send one of these Advent calendars to somebody, but I was so afraid that it would get scrunched because in shipment. So tonight instead, I put this video up a couple of days ago, and this is the little reindeer. Okay. The little reindeer is going to be the prize tonight. So remember, you get entered to win by commenting. Okay. So comment, and then you get entered to win, and you'll get the little reindeer. And he's so nice because then I can ship him because he comes apart. All his little legs come off, and then his little antlers. So then I can lay him flat and he won't get scrunched. Okay. So this will be the gift. The little reindeer will be the gift this time. Okay. It's still a scan and cut project. So I put this video is up on YouTube. I did not put it on, Facebook. So it's only on my YouTube channel, Sew Along with Jan. And I just put it up on, I think it was Monday. I put it up. So this is the little project. All right. So this will be the prize tonight. So I'll put him back together here real quick, so you can see him all put together. He's so cute. I made several of these. They were really fun and easy projects. Okay. So we'll put his little head back on here. There we go. So here he is. All right, so here he is. Oops, got to turn him this way so you can see his little poinsettia. So there he is. So that's the gift today. So remember to comment. Okay, just like here, I got to wake my scan and cut up. All right. So now we're going to talk about, let me turn the camera over here so I can show you some stuff. So I got to hit the right buttons here. Let's see. Change my microphone. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me okay, and you can see me where the other. What is the deer made of? Mitzi, it is made out of that stiff felt, and you can get it at Hobby Lobby. So if you watch the video, I talk about where to get the stuff and how to make it and everything. Okay. All right, so we are going to talk about the cutting first. We're going to do all the cutting, and then we're going to work with the assembly. Okay. So here are the instructions, or they call it a recipe. So here are the instructions. I've got a bunch of little, I got a bunch of little notes on here. So these are the parts. So this is the box part. And this is there's like a jacket that goes over the box to make it into like a drawer. And then there's numbers, of course, for the boxes, and then there's a star. Okay, so what I used for paper, so let's talk a little bit about the paper here. I used Christmas paper. I found these at Joann's.com. It was Echo Park, and it was two-sided Christmas paper, and this is a nice cardstock, so it's probably about 80-pound paper. So oh yeah, isn't it adorable? Wouldn't those be adorable? Yeah. And then, so this is two-sided. So I'm going to use this side of this particular one, so I can get it going back over again. But this was two-sided paper, and it was in like a set of 12 pieces. So you can get 24 boxes out of each set. So I bought 2 sets, plus I had a few extra pieces of paper just to fill in. Okay. So this is Echo Park, and it was double-sided Christmas cardstock. That's what I used. And if you don't want print cardstock, you can just use plain. So like you can see on their picture here, can you kind of see that it was just, they just use plain colors. So you don't have to use print. You can just use plain colors. And it was pretty that way too. Okay. So whatever you want to do. And then I wanted to do this jacket part that goes around the I can show you on this one. Here's one that's loose. So here's my drawer. So see the little jacket, and then the drawer fits inside of it. Yes, the paper it was not in my Joann. So I ordered it online. I could not find it at the store unless they get it in just for Christmas. But I think it's only online. And I think you can buy Echo Park paper other places besides Joann's, but I just happened to find it there because I had some from last year and I just ordered some more. Okay. So here's the little jacket. Okay. Now what I wanted to do with the jackets is I wanted my jackets to be, so most of them to be green. So I'm going to move my camera back here a little bit. I wanted most of them to be green so that the tree, sorry, we're going to have a fly bothering us. Most of them to be green. And then I wanted my tree trunk to be brown. So the bottom is brown. So I just had I made 4 brown ones and 21 green ones. Okay. So that my tree trunk was brown and the rest of my wrappers were green. So like here's the rest of my boxes that we have to finish assembling and putting together. Okay. And then, but I made the bottom ones brown. So, and then when we go to cut these, just so you know, when we go to cut these, I cut 2 out of a 12. I bought 12 by 12 paper because I could get 2 of the drawers out of one 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. And I can get 3 of the jackets out of one 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. So then you can kind of, figure out how many pieces of paper you need. The plain paper I made the jackets out of. Second here, I'm trying to get rid of my flies. Dying of bombing me here. I think I got this at Joann's too. This was basil paper, and they have single papers, and this is a nice like 80 to 100 pound paper. I'd say 80 to 100 pound, and it's got a little bit of a texture to it. So this is my green I used on my boxes for my jackets, and then the double-sided cardstock with the prints for the insides. And then I got a yellow piece of paper for the star. Okay, so and then this one, just so you know, my first star I made out of my heavy paper, like my 100 pound. How do you spell that? Oh, basil. It's B-A-Z. E-L-L, maybe B-A-Z. I think it's Z. And it's a very common paper. And they have it at Joann's. So, but this paper here is a lighter weight paper. This is like 65 pound paper for the star, because I was struggling with the star because it's got lots of folds in it. And so I would recommend, so here's my star that I made out of the lighter weight, and it was way easier to get it folded. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much. I'm learning about papers now, but they have 65, 80, and 100 to 110 pound paper. And so you want pretty thick paper for the drawers and the jackets, but the star I'd go down a little bit to an 80 or a 65 pound paper, just because this has a lot of, as you can see, a lot of folds in it, and we'll do it. I'll make another one. It's not that hard. It just does take some time. Okay. So I would go down a little bit, and then you need a piece of wire. You can see I've just got a little piece of florist wire that I took this one had the green, the green string around it, and I just took it off, and so it's plain. But then you need a piece of wire to put on your star. Okay. You're also going to need some ribbon. And I used gold on the first one, but my second one, I have this real pretty kind of reddish, it's kind of tinsely ribbon. So this is going to go around each of the pieces. So I don't know if you could see it on the side here, but this goes around all the pieces. Can you see how the ribbon goes around each of the sections of the advent calendar? Okay. So it just kind of ties everything together. Okay. All right. So we're going to do the cutting first. So basically your cutting instructions are the first page here. Okay. So there's not a lot of instructions. It's mostly pictures. So we're going to cut out a total of 25 of the boxes. Okay. 25 of the wrappers. Okay. 1 star. And they're in one, and then we're going to cut out 1 set of numbers. Now the numbers, they said to do them in paper, but I actually did mine in vinyl. I did mine in adhesive vinyl. So we're going to cut the other half of the numbers tonight with the adhesive vinyl. Okay. So we'll do those in vinyl. So I did silver metallic, and then I'm going to do the other ones in black. Okay. So let's do some cutting. So I cut out most of the, I'm going to put my finished tree over here. And then I got part of the tree done. So let me turn this camera so you can see. So my messy desk here. But I've got part of the tree done. So here's part of it. And I'll show you what I did to make these pieces. It's very easy. I just wanted to get part of it done so that we could get some of it put together, okay? Yeah, I liked the adhesive vinyl for the letters because I was going to do the numbers and I thought, oh my gosh, then I got to sit there and glue all those little numbers on. And I thought it'd be so much easier with adhesive vinyl. So that's what I did. Okay. So here's part of our tree. You can see that I made the 4 bottom ones, the tree trunk, and I'll show you how this goes together on a couple pages in. And then the bottom row, these all have the green because this is part of the tree then. Okay. And then we'll do the top of it so you can see how it goes together. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get the cutting done. So we're going to go over here. And I have these on a stick. So there's a stick in my machine here. So I'm just going to hit retrieve data and I'm going to go to my USB stick. And it's Christmas tree advent calendar. You know, I think this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, Cindy. What brand of glue? Okay, so I used hot glue to put it together. And then we're going to use some other glue to put the star together. Okay. So this is, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. Doesn't this look like the Hobby Lobby Christmas? Yeah, Hobby Lobby stores. So this was Hobby Lobby that I got the ribbon. It was just some I had here at home. Okay, so we're going to go into this folder here and we're going to grab the A. It says A here, see? A. We're going to grab our drawer. So I need 2 more drawers to finish mine. So I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need 2 more. 4. I think I need 2 more. Yes. Okay. So what I did is I cut 2 of these at a time. And here's my design, my drawer design. I'm going to hit OK. You grab my stick here so it's easier. And I'm going to select my drawer. And I'm going to go to Edit. And I'm going to go to Object Edit. And then I'm going to go to where it shows the plus sign here. And that is going to allow me to choose to make 2. So I'm going to go to 2 and OK. And then I'm going to move this over to the other half. So you can see that they fit nicely in here. And you can move them up towards the top so that you'll have a little strip of paper down at the bottom that you can save to use for other projects. Okay. So there's my 2 drawers. And you will cut this out. You'll cut 2 drawers 12 times because you need 25 drawers, okay? And then you can just cut 1 extra because you need a total of 25. All right. So everybody understand how many they have to cut out? And we are going to pull this back. What mat? Okay, I am using the standard mat. Trying to find my, okay, I'm going to cut out my boxes out of this pretty paper with the stripes on it. We're going to go ahead and put this on. This is not hard at all. It is somewhat time consuming because there's a lot of boxes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the brayer here. Make sure I got my paper well adhered. I don't have a whole lot of room here, so I have to kind of turn things, so I'm sorry. I just told the guys when they were working today to leave me a space to sit down. It is an easy project. It isn't hard at all. It just takes some time because you have to do a lot of boxes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reach up here. I've got this set up and I'm going to push the mat load button and I'm going to load my mat. Okay, which blade? Okay, so I'm going to talk about the blades too here. Now, I am using tonight, you can use one of two blades. Okay, you can use your standard auto blade, which is the black one. Okay, so here's the standard auto blade. Okay, and I am going to use this one tonight. I often now with paper, I don't use this for vinyl. I use this for paper. This is my auto blade, the vinyl auto blade, the light blue one. And we've talked about this before. This blade is a 45-degree blade. The black one is a 60-degree blade. Okay. I am cutting much more paper now, and a lot of it is quite intricate because of the card making. So I most of the time use my 45-degree blade because it gives you more detail. Okay. So I could use this blade. I could also use this blade in this case because this is a very simple straight line design. It's not intricate, and I would say go ahead and use the black blade if that's all you have. If you have the vinyl auto blade, I do not use this for vinyl. I use it for paper when I'm cutting detailed items. Okay. So tonight I'm just going to use the black one because that happens to be what I had in my machine. And this one will work fine for this because as you can see, it is a pretty simple design. It's just real straight, and then so is this. And so either one will work. Whichever one you want to use will work, okay? I do use the blue one, the vinyl blade, when I'm doing most of my card stuff because so often it's some very small, detailed item, and it works so much better with that blade. Okay. All right. So then we're going to hit OK up here on the screen. And then I am going to hit OK one more time and one more time again. Now I don't need to scan because I know, yeah, the blades, as I've been playing with things, Maureen, I actually have switched some of my usage over the years because I found that some of the blades work better than others for certain things. And I'm cutting more papers than I used to. So you know what? I should just do a, yes, Barb, they are. You did an excellent job. Yes, you're doing fine. I should just do a video on the blades and we could talk about some of the different uses of the different blades and do some samples because I've found that I've changed some of the things that I use over the years. Okay. All right. So I've got both of my designs up here. I'm going to please select. I don't know what my stick ended up. Oh, here it is. I'm going to hit cut. Okay. And then I'm going to hit start. Now this is going to take a few minutes to cut. These are not too long. I'm going to hit start. And I'm going to let you watch it cut. And so, like I said, most of the time now when I'm cutting paper, I'm actually using my vinyl auto blade, which is a 45-degree blade. Because the old blades, you know, the older machines, and I know some of you do have the older machines or had them. This is the standard blade for the older style machines, the CM machines that you had to set your own blade. And we're actually going to use this tonight, by the way. This is a 45-degree blade. So is this. We use this almost all the time when we were cutting originally. And when this machine came out, when I opened the blade, I was so surprised that this new black blade, the one that's in the machine right now, is a 60-degree blade. That was what we used for deep cut in the older machines. And the blades are 60 degrees. So I'm taking some of the things I learned from the old machine and applying them to this one. Now you can see that the machine right now is going up and down. Can you see that it's going up and down? So what it's doing is it's actually making the fold lines. So they have little fold lines on the machine right here to fold the sides of the box. Okay, so that's what it's doing. That's why it's doing that funny little cutting thing. So I'm going to lay these up here for right now while this is cutting. You didn't have the wireless. So the CM550, Barbara, could be wireless, but you had to buy a wireless card for that. And I still think you have to. You can still get the cards, I think, but it is wireless, but you had to pay extra for that with the CM350. The 650s, you didn't have to pay extra. So, but see how it's going up and down? So it's making that score line, and that's in the design itself. Now, if you are making your own designs, you can also create score lines in things. Okay, so you can do that yourself with the software. It has that ability. So that's pretty cool. Don't forget, everybody, if you don't have a brayer, they're on shieldsewingcenter.com. That's my favorite tool. If you don't have one, go get one. They are awesome. Yeah, and you know, I think, I'm not sure, Barbara, it's possible they don't have them anymore, but you still have to have it for the 350. I've sold quite a few of them over the years. So see, now it's going around and doing the outline. And now it's going to go, it's doing the second part of the fold lines. And then we'll do all the cutting first, and then we'll start putting all the boxes together because it's really fun. I enjoyed this so much. I worked on this on Sunday. Saturday night. Oh, Barb, you're fine. This one's easier than the Silhouette because you don't have to use software with it. You can just use the machine. That's why I like the scan and cut. It's kind of. Is there one in the toolkit? No. Oh, the brayer? No, the brayer was separate, Mitzi. I had to buy that. I have the toolkit too. I like the toolkit. It had all the other tools in it, like the spatula. And unfortunately, they don't put this with the machine anymore. I was kind of disappointed when they took this away. Oh, you can't. Did you say? No, the CM550 cannot be made wireless, Cindy. It was before wireless. Barbara has a CM350, which is one of the mass market machines, and that one can be. But I don't know that you can get the cards anymore. So the 550 actually was still a really good machine. I liked mine really well, and you just have to set your own blade. And it's not wireless. You got to put it on a stick, but it worked fine. Yeah, and so here's my kit. Here's my kit. So like this little bag was nice. And then it has the scraper, the little stick, and it has some tweezers. Whoops, let's turn it over here. Tweezers and the brayer, or the tweezers, the spatula, and then the pick. So this was, and we can't get these anymore either. I was so bummed when they discontinued these. I love these bags because they had the little bag and they zip shut and they had a little handle on them. I think I got mine with my machine. Okay, so this is done. So let's bring this back. And here is our boxes. So I cut this out with, and we may do 2 different cuts. So here's the boxes. So here's our last 2 boxes. Okay, so here they are, and we're going to do, oh, yeah, the 230D is pretty cool. I do like this. You have the Disney one too, Cindy. Okay, so there's our little boxes. So I'm going to set these over here. Okay. Now we're going to do the little jackets, and I'm going to put my green paper on here. Yep, just pops right off. Did a great job, didn't it? So I cut this one with the 60 degree. So let's do it. Go ahead and we'll do that. We'll do the 45 degree blade. See how that one goes. So I'm going to eject my mat so I can turn this around. My new table, I really love this table, but it is a little small. So I don't have a lot of room to work when I turn my mats. I used to have a bigger table. So, okay. All right. So here's for our jackets. So this is the B design. Oh yeah, this is the other side. This one's not, the reason I didn't use this side is that the designs were very big. So I didn't use this side of this one. Some of them I could have used any of it, like this one. See here, see the inside of this one had green trees and the outside was red. Barb, I've got floors. So they're working on my house this week, and I have insulation in my house's level. I'm so excited. So yeah, so this one just had a big print, so I didn't want to use this because the boxes were small. Okay, so here's our jacket. So I needed 3 more green ones. So that's why I'm going to do green. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing up here. Gotta find my stick. So we're going to go back up to the little house. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to go back to my stick and get the B design in my folder here. And here's the B. Okay, so here's my jacket. Okay, and I'm going to hit Edit. And I'm going to hit Object Edit. So it's selected up here. It's red. And then I'm going to hit the little plus sign so I can have 3. 2, 3. And there'll be 3. So you can do 3 on these. And I'm just going to put them over here kind of on the side here. And then leave a little space over here so that there'll be a little piece of fabric left or a little piece of paper left that we can use for something else. There we go. So here's all 3 of them. Okay. And then we're going to hit OK. And OK again. And OK one more time. And now we're going to cut these out. So let's go ahead and change our blade here real quick. Okay. I'm going to put the 45 degree blade in. So you can see I've cut some of them out with this one, and I've cut some of them out with the 60. These worked both well with both of them. But like I'll do a card or something one of these days. And I did the little birthday card a while ago. And remember how tiny the little letters were that said happy birthday? There's no way that 60 degree blade would have ever cut those really well. So the 45 does a much better job with detail. But these were about the same. Okay, and so I'm going to hit the cut button. Please select cut and start. So let's see how we do. So this is going to be our jackets. Okay, so just to refresh everybody, you got to have 25 boxes and 25. Whoops, second here. Stop. Did you see how it moved? See how it moved? So I hope I have another piece of paper. Did you see how it moved on me? Got a nice cut in it already, but we might be able to turn it this way. So let's try turning it this way and seeing if we can work it out. I think it'll be okay. Maybe this way. Let's turn it this way. Nope, I think this way. Might have to put a little piece of paper on here because I've noticed that my mat is a little dirty and it needs to be. I'm just going to go get a couple pieces of tape and put it on just to give it a little strength. I noticed my mat's getting just a little dirty. I've been cutting a lot of these boxes. Imagine that, huh? I'm just going to put a little tape on here. I've got this Scotch tape that is not uber sticky and it doesn't rip my paper. But I will use my brayer again. Yeah, I've noticed my mat's just needs to be cleaned again. But I thought maybe we could at least get through tonight. Okay, so when I turned it over, somebody asked about oh, you just got on. This is I have a 230D. I'm just going to quit cutting for right now. This is a SDX 230D. So this is not the most current model. It is a Disney model, but the new ones have a 300 series. Yeah, so I'm just going to use a little tape down here, and this is like Scotch repositionable tape. So it doesn't stick to your paper really hard. So and then you can get it pulled off. And I had to order mine online. Washi tape works too. Sometimes I have trouble with it ripping though, Cindy. So the Scotch repositionable tape doesn't rip. It's amazing. I use it for like die cutting too. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to try this again. Cut. I am going to move them up so I don't have trouble with this. Let's try moving them up just a little bit. I don't know. We're going to have to play around here. Let's try doing, we're going to back up. So since that cuts down there, I need to have this space at the bottom. So let's see. We're going to play here. So we're going to go back to edit here. Let me get up here. Okay. And I'm going to go object edit, and we're going to rotate it. Okay. We're going to do that with all of these. We're just going to rotate them so they're going the other direction. And then we're going to pull them up. And I don't want to pull it up too far, but I want it above my cut line here. So they can go this way too. Okay. We'll move them up this way so they won't. Let's see. I need to come down about 1/2 inch or so from the top, because I've got that white line at the top. So we don't want to get too close to it. So we'll bring it down about 1 inch or so. I think we'll be okay then, because the cut comes up about not quite 2 inches. So we should be good there. Okay. All right. I think we'll be okay. So we just had to kind of move our paper a little bit. I've got it taped down, so it should be okay now. Okay. So then we're going to hit okay one more time. Yes, the 650, you do have to change the blade yourself. And we're going to do that in a minute because we're going to cut some vinyl. Okay, so there's my designs. I'm going to hit start. And let's see how we do here. And I don't mind doing the blade. You know, I've had a machine that I've had to change my blade setting myself for years, and it doesn't bother me. So if you still have one of the older machines, it really is fine. It isn't hard to do. And once you get the hang of it and do some test cuts, it's very easy. So I do like the CM650. No, so Melody, no, the 650 is absolutely fine. I will, if you want to, you will be using this blade though in that machine. This is the standard blade. So when you cut paper, cardstock, you're going to go and set your blade. I'm going to move it all the way in, and then I'm going to bring it back to 0. And then I would put my blade on 4 to cut cardstock. Sometimes 5, but mostly 4. Okay. And that's what you would have to do. And it's very easy. You just might have to do a test cut to make sure it's okay. But I've done the blade. So I am going to use this blade in a minute because we're going to cut vinyl with it. I still use it for cutting vinyl. We've done a couple of vinyl classes, and we're going to do some more. But I cut vinyl with my standard blade. I just don't like the auto blade. I've tried to like it, and I just decided I'm just going to use my old blade that I know works every time. You can cut 3, Carol. You can cut 3 jackets on a 12-inch by 12-inch piece of paper. Looks like it's going to cut through my tape, but that's okay. I think we'll be okay. Yep, so that's what I do too. That's a very good suggestion, Cindy. Cindy suggested to take notes. And so what I do, and I don't have it close enough for me to get it, I actually have a piece of paper that I gave every one of my students that had blade settings on it. And then I made notes on the back for some specialty stuff. Like, you know, when I was cutting glitter vinyls, or if I was cutting wool felt, different things, I made settings. I wrote all of that stuff down. So yes, if you've got one of the older machines, just write the settings down as you know what to use. Write it down and keep a note, and then you know what to do. So this one took about 5 minutes to cut. This is 3 jackets. So I still needed 3 jackets. Then we're going to cut our star here. Hi, Lori. For some of you who are still just coming in, a lot of you are coming in as Facebook user. So if you don't mind me seeing your name on StreamYard, if in this video that you're watching right now, there's a little description area. If you just kind of like back out, there's a little description area where you can tell StreamYard it's okay for me to see your name. So if you don't mind doing that, for those of you who are coming in late, please do that. And then I can see your name on StreamYard too. It's easier for me to see it on my computer screen. But I do have a tablet here, and that's how I watch a lot of people's names. Yes, there is a notebook cover. I think they do it. Is that the one they do in cork, Maureen? Do they do it in cork? Because they had a couple of really cool cork projects. The other one that I've done that I made some years ago that I'd like to do in a class is, do you have to do this every time? No, Barb, you don't. Once you do it, and if you don't clear your browser history, it'll stay so I can see your name. So no, you don't have to. But if you clear your browser history, you may have to do it again. In faux leather, okay. Because I know one or two of the projects, they had some newer ones in cork, and they were really cool. So it looks like it's doing a good job. I've been getting a lot of potential spam calls lately. I don't know why. Okay. So here are our jackets. Which model is best to cut fabric? I have cut fabric on all of them, Carol. I have cut fabric on the 550. I have cut fabric on the 650. Those are the old machines. I have cut fabric on my I had a 225, and then I had a 230D. The 325s and the 330Ds, everything works. I cut fabric on all of them. I've cut fabric where I had to set my own blade. I've cut fabric with the auto blades. So whatever one you have will work fine. All right, so here are my 3 jackets. All right, so we'll take this off. Get that. Okay, and then we're going to do, so we got our jackets, we got our boxes. Where'd my boxes go? Here they are. And now let's cut our star out. So we'll cut our star. I'll just tip this over. Let's pull it down here a little bit, and I'll put some tape on it so that it won't come up. So sorry about my mat. I knew I was getting close to needing to clean it, and I was hoping to get through tonight. But, you know, then you get to see what I do to help that if something helps. Sometimes you just have to do what makes it work. So we're going to do a little tape again. Okay. I really like this machine a lot. This one is the 230D, so it doesn't have that the wireless mic connection. How do you clean my mats? So when I clean my mats, I have a video about that, Bernadette. So if you go to my YouTube channel and under the playlist, Brothers Scan and Cut, I clean my mats using baby wipes and let them dry. And then after a while, you still have to do a little bit more. And then I actually restick them. So I've got a couple of videos about how to clean the mats. Okay. All right. So here's my paper. I've got it taped down just for safety. And we're going to go up here and get our star parts. Just a second here. Where'd my stick go? So we'll go to the little house, and then I'm going to retrieve my data again. Off my stick. And then, whoops, I think it's C. No, this was D. Sorry, D. C is our numbers. So here's the star here. Okay. Now this one we're going to have to do some scanning. Because I'm going to hit the scanning button on this screen because I need to know where I've actually put this. So we're going to hit the start button. We're going to scan. And I am using the standard mat, Lori. I usually use the standard mat for everything. I use the fabric mat normally for fabric. I use a standard mat for everything else. And I even use the standard mat when I do, I'm going to pull these down so you can see where my fabric is or my paper is. So I'm going to pull these down so we can cut our stars. And there's two pieces. There's a back and a front. Okay. And I usually use the standard mat for everything, and I even use it for felt because the fabric mat's too sticky for like traditional, standard like acrylic felt. So it's a little too sticky. Okay, so here's my stars. I've got them pulled down onto my paper, and then I'm going to hit OK. We just need one set. I'm going to hit please select. I'm going to leave my 45-degree blade in. So I've got that one in, and you can see that it cut beautifully for the jackets. And then I'm going to hit start. Oh, with the scan and cut out of the box? Yes. So anyway, if you're using the older one though, you're going to have to use this blade and just set it to 4. Probably 4. It may need to be, depending on your paper, might need to be 3.5. So you might have to do a test cut and just check. All right, so now that we're going to do the stars. The stars take a few minutes to cut out. So we'll do that, and then we're going to work on some vinyl here. So I gotta change gears here and find my vinyl here. It did. It cut very beautiful. It cut beautifully. So this is the jackets. So this was the 45-degree blade, and this was the 60-degree blade. They both did a very good job. Okay. But if I were to do very intricate things, I almost always now use the blue blade, the one that's in the machine now. Are the blades, extra price? So depending on what machine you have, Carol, like this machine came with the black blade. There's a tan blade that came with it too. And then, yes, because you can see it does take a little longer for the ones that have lots of folds in them. Yep. Some of the machines now come with, some of the blades, the machines came with this blade. Also the tan or the light blue one. And some of them come with some of them even have come with the rotary blade at one time. So they change what comes with some of the machines. I'm not positive which one comes with the 330D right now. Like this machine came with the blue one. It did. Mine was older, so I got the cool little toolkit instead of this blade set, but because this came out afterwards. But the ones that came in after I got this one had this blade with it. So it depends on which machine you have and how many blades. It normally has at least 2 blades. The mass market machines, though, usually just come with 1. So it depends on which machine you have and where you got it. Hey, did anybody see the new sublimation printer that came out? Brother has a new sublimation printer now. It looks like something that might be kind of fun. I think it's supposed to work with Artspira. Yeah, I think the 330, did you get the rotary blade with that? Jan, I'm not sure if Colleen, I'm not sure if Colleen's here tonight or not, but Colleen got some little sleighs to go with the reindeer at Hobby Lobby. They were little wood ones, and they looked really cute with it. So Colleen Damon in Waterloo found some up at Hobby Lobby, and they were really cute, and they were just the right size for these. Yes, what is the other machine, Maureen? It might be a typo. Yeah, so the new there's some new sublimation machine. I haven't had a chance to really read anything about it yet. So Maureen, you have the 330D. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know that you can sublimate with a lot of different printers. This is something new that Brother brought out, I think. Oh, okay. They brought out something so that it would work with Artspira, so that it's another wireless machine to use with Artspira. So I thought that was cool that you can use sublimation, you can do the fabric printer, and the scan and cut in the machines all with Artspira. So I thought that was cool. Okay, so we got our stars. So let's see it worked real well putting the little tape on there. So just get yourself some of that repositionable tape. Does a good job. And it comes right off. I think I might have a little piece over here I'll have to find. All right. Let's put this down there. There's our stars. I'm just going to push this up a little bit and it comes off. You can see my mat's not very sticky anymore. So, okay. So there's our parts of our stars. So this one, you can see there's a lot of little cuts in it. Okay. And then this one has a bunch of little cuts in it too. So we'll play with this so you can show you how to fold it. Okay. So there's those. All right. So now we're going to switch gears here and we're going to do some vinyl cutting. So I had already cut the glitter vinyl. So this is the silver glitter vinyl that I cut already. So this is just black adhesive vinyl. So we're going to use black adhesive vinyl for this. Now I might need to tape this down too. I'm not sure. Sometimes this sticks better because it's got a different paper on the back. So it might stick down. So I'm going to put this face up. So the vinyl is up. And I think I might put just a couple little pieces of tape on just to make sure. Put a couple down here. Make sure it doesn't move around on us. I use this for my die cutting in my die cutting machine because then it doesn't stick to my paper. So it works pretty good. It sticks to it, but it doesn't stick permanently. Okay, so there is our vinyl. Now we're going to go up and get our numbers. So see, I already have some of them cut out. So we're only going to cut out part of them. So let's go up here to retrieve the data. Yes, the tape holds it well. And I mean, my mat is a little bit, Marsha, my mat's a little bit not sticky. So the tape helps just to give it a little more stability. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to my stick again. And we're going to go get our numbers. And let's see, this was C. Okay, so the numbers I need are the first set up here. This one has 4, 5, 11, 12. So this is the second set. So I already have those. So I don't want these in here. So we're going to hit OK. And the way I'm going to get rid of some of them is I'm going to hit Edit. And then I'm going to select. And I'm going to use a different, this vinyl is Oracle, Carol. Black Oracle vinyl, adhesive vinyl. So I am going to, instead of hitting select all, I'm going to hit the select, and it allows me to choose what I want to select. So I'm going to pull this down. So I'm only selecting the letters that I've already cut. Okay, so I've got all of those letters selected now. I'm going to hit OK. So see how all of these down here, these are the ones I've already cut. So I don't want to cut those again. So I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go back to this page and I'm going to hit the trash can, and I'm going to hit OK. And it's just going to delete those off the screen. It's not deleting them because we've got them saved on the stick, just off the screen. Okay. And now I want all of these letters to be grouped together, at least temporarily, so that I can move them without having, you can see they're all separate right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to select and select all. And then I'm going to go OK. And then I can object edit and group, which is this button down here. And then it groups them all in one piece. So then I don't worry about losing one of my numbers. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to do another scan. So I need to hit OK one more time. And then I need to hit the scan button. So we're going to know, so we know where to put our numbers. So yes, this is, I use Oracle or FDC vinyl. Now I noticed that Specialty Graphics stopped carrying FDC vinyl and they're carrying Oracle now. That's where I get vinyls. So I'll probably use all Oracle now. That just happens to be what I can get easy. Okay, so here's our numbers. All right, so I'm going to kind of put them in the middle here because that way I won't hit the tape, because I've got a little tape on here. So I think, well, if I kind of put them in the middle, this was a scrap in my scrap bucket. So, okay, now this is where I do something completely different for cutting. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit please select and cut. Okay. I am going to show you in here where the little wrench is. Okay. Right now, I have a regular auto blade in here. If you were going to use the auto blade to do your cutting with vinyl, the way it says in the book to do this, it's on the next page, is to turn on the half cut. Okay. I have never had very good luck with half cut because it doesn't consistently cut through the vinyl the way I want it to cut. And I've tried all the settings. I've done a lot of playing around with it, and I get mixed results. So the way I fixed that was by not using half cut. When I cut vinyl, I don't use an auto blade. I leave my half cut off. Okay, I'm going to go back a page, and we're going to move this blade, take this blade out of here. So I'm going to take this blade out. Okay, and I'm going to put in my old trusty standard blade. This is the one I have to set myself. Okay, I am going to turn it all the way in so that the blade is all the way out. You can see it sticking up there. Then I'm going to move it all the way back. This is setting the blade, so I know that I've got it where I want it. I'm going to set it all the way back to 0. So there's nothing sticking out the bottom now. Okay. Then for vinyl, I normally cut vinyl on number 2. So I'm going to go up to 1, 2, and I'm going to set my blade at 2. On this screen here, I am going to leave this cut pressure manual blade at 0. And I've been cutting vinyl this way ever since I got a ScanNCut. Okay, so I'm going to put this in. The machine now knows there's a manual blade in there because it reads the little things on the back of the blade. There's like little ridges on the back of the blade right here. Okay, it reads these, so it knows what blade you have in it. Okay, so I have that set at 2. But one thing we will do is just do a little test cut. Now, I really don't need to because I know this is going to test okay. But I'm going to hit the test button here. Okay, and see this the little square? I can take my little arrows and I'm going to move that over here to the side, and we're going to let it, second here, we're going to let it cut first so that we know how we're doing. Okay, why do you not do half cut? Because I am not using an auto blade, Jan. I am using a blade I'm setting myself, and I know that if I set it on 2 and the pressure at 0, it's going to cut my vinyl. So I do not like the half cut. I've just struggled with it, and I finally just decided I'm just going to cut my vinyl with my old blade because it cuts every time. All right, so I'm going to hit OK. Sometimes if it ain't, you know how they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this blade just works real well for me. So I'm going to hit start now, and it's going to do my test cut. Okay, so it's going to just cut that little square we did. And it's over here on the side. Give me a second. I got to get my glasses out. I'm going to grab my little pokey tool, my reading tool. Okay. And you probably can't see it very well, but it's right here. I'm just going to make sure it cut through okay. You do not want to cut through the paper, just the vinyl. Okay, see, the paper is not cut. I just want to cut through the vinyl. Here's that little piece of vinyl that I just took out. Looks like it cut beautifully. Okay. So I am happy with that. And this is on 2. So depending on your machine, sometimes when you've got a new blade, it needs to be on 1.5. So we're just going to put it on, we're going to go ahead and hit start and let it finish cutting. And then we're going to do some weeding. I need to find my good weeding tool, though I haven't found it yet. Here it is. So, like I said, I have been cutting vinyl with this blade since I got a Scan and Cut. And this is the setting I have always used. And it probably 95% of the time works fine. I do have some students. I've had some students that that's why we test cut. The glitter vinyl, Fran, I have to use the pressure of 0. Glitter vinyl. Oh, you mean this glitter vinyl? Sometimes I have to go up just a teeny bit on the glitter vinyl, but I don't think I did on this one. I think this was at 2. It depends on your glitter vinyl. Just do a test cut. I would say 2 to 2.5, pressure 0, with a set blade. If you're cutting heat transfer vinyl that's glitter, it's very thick, and that I put the blade at 5 with the 0 pressure. So I just cut vinyl this way. I don't have any trouble. It cuts beautifully. It weeds beautifully. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of the way I feel. And I just struggled with the half cut. And I like it to cut the first time. So, all right. So there's all of our numbers. You probably can't see them very well because it's black. But when I start weeding, you'll be able to see it. So we're going to pull this up. Now, when you pull up your vinyl, my mat is not very sticky. Normally what I do is I turn my mat over upside down and pull the mat away from this. You don't want to disturb your vinyl. Sometimes the vinyl will scoot if you pull it up like this, but this is just not very sticky. Oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those kind of people. Sometimes I love technology, but sometimes new technology doesn't always work better than old technology. So I'm kind of a mixture. Okay, so there's our vinyl. So we're going to weed that. So that we'll do over here. So give me a second here. I think we're all done with the cutting. Looks like all of our parts are cut. Let's check our instructions here. So I think we've got all the pieces cut. So now we're going to move on to the assembly part. All right. So if you give me a second, I am going to eject this mat, get it out of my way. And then I am going to push this out of the way. So I'm going to shut the little door, and I'm just going to push this back out of my way so I have a little more room to work over here. Okay. So now I can work over here. All right, so we're going to weed this. Let's do a little weeding so you can see how that works. So when I weed, I am actually going to take a scissors, if I can find it. Here we go. You can leave it on the mat and weed it. I usually don't. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of this extra vinyl off so I can use it on another project. I keep my scraps because sometimes you just need a little itty bitty scrap. So see, I got 2 little pieces here I could use for something else. Okay, so here is my piece that I'm going to weed. Now when I weed, I'm going to put my glasses on, you know, it's black. And when I weed, I like to weed on a flat surface. And I like to start in a corner and kind of work diagonally across. Okay, so do this slowly. And as you notice, I'm going to pull this up on the corner and I'm going to turn it over so the sticky side is up as I'm moving across. Because if the sticky side gets stuck on something else, it will all stick together. Imagine that. How do I store my vinyl? I have a little box with all my scraps in it. And look how beautifully this is weeding. I'm just slowly pulling, and this little thing is stuck. So I just need to take my little weeding tool. This is the way the vinyl should weed. It should just pull off just that easy. Okay. So I'm just slowly, and you can see I'm staying diagonal and the sticky side's up. Keep it very flat. See how beautifully that's coming off? And you want to buy good vinyl. I mean, Oracle is really good vinyl. See how beautifully that came off? To see how easy that is. How do I store my vinyl? I actually, I buy vinyl mostly in sheets, Cindy, and I keep it in scrapbooking containers because I buy 12 by 12 sheets most of the time. Okay, so there's all of our piece that we weeded off. We don't want that. We want the numbers. Okay. And then I need to go, take out a few of these little pieces. So out of the 6, the 8 has a few pieces here. And I like these little like dental tools. This is my favorite tool. The one that comes with the little scan and cut set is not bad, but it isn't as sharp as this one on the tip. This one's like a dental tool. I really like this one. Okay, I'm going to take out the middle of the 10. But see how easy that's weeding? And it did not cut through the paper. See how it didn't cut through the paper on the back? That's the goal. Okay. Where do I buy my vinyl sheets? I buy most of my vinyl. They now carry Oracle from, I used to use FDC vinyl, but now they carry Oracle from specialty-graphics.com. That's where I buy most of my vinyl. It's very good vinyl. This is permanent vinyl. This is 651, Oracle 651. You see it on the back. Oracle 651. Okay, that's the permanent vinyl. Okay, so there we go. There's our numbers. Look at there. So then part of putting these letters on, the numbers on, I should say. Give me a second here to get rid of this. Then you use a transfer sheet. Okay, and I like to just use contact paper most of the time. I get this at the dollar store. I get it at Walmart, wherever you can buy just plain old contact paper, and it's clear. You can buy actual transfer paper, but I just never used it because it's expensive. And I'm looking for my little scraper a second here. Give me a second. There's one up here. Here's my scraper. And what I'm going to do is turn this right side up. And I already did this with this one. Can you see there's a clear piece on this one already? I'm going to peel this back, paper off, and then I'm going to, now the trick with this, you have to be careful. They just had different fonts, Jan. They used different fonts. It wasn't the same font for all the numbers. Okay. All right. So the trick is when you put this down, be careful that you don't stick it down and then try to move it because sometimes it won't move. So I'm just going to stick it down in the middle. I kind of drop the middle and drop it down. Okay. And then I'm going to burnish it a little bit with this little scraper tool. And these are my favorite scraper tools. I think I get these at Specialty Graphics too. I like the one from Brother too. This is the one I use most of the time though. All right. So there's our second set of numbers. So here's all 25 numbers. We won't put them all on tonight, but I will put a few on, okay? So there's all the numbers. We got a set of black ones and a set of silver sparkly ones. Okay? All right. Oh, you were wondering the same thing about the numbers. Yeah, they just had different fonts. You can see they're all different. They had some skinny ones and some bigger ones, and they're not the same font. So I thought it was kind of cool. When you put it on the boxes, they look kind of neat because they're all different. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to assembly. So if you give me a second here, I have to I have to rearrange here just a little bit so that you can see what I'm going to do. Get rid of my stick so I won't lose it. All right. So with assembly, that's on the second page is the assembly. So we're going to fold our little box. We're going to glue it together. So what I used for glue, somebody asked about glue. We're going to do a couple different kinds of glue here. We're going to use hot glue. I'm going to use my Easy Runner Grand tape runner. This is permanent tape runner. You can use the little small ones like this too. Okay. And you can offsets. Yes, you can, Barb. Yep. And you can do that right in the machine. You don't have to use software to do it. So, but we're going to use this to tape these together because it's permanent and it's much faster. And you could also use just wet glue. I have a wet glue gun over here that we're going to use for something else. Okay. So there's a variety of different glues that I use. Okay. Yeah, this one works pretty good. I have a little trouble with tape runners. I'm left-handed. So none of the tape runners are made for left-handed people because the doors are on the wrong side. And if you put pressure with your left hand, the doors pop open. So I have a little trouble with tape runners. I'm still trying to find my tape runner. So, okay. So here's our boxes. Now I want my box, this to be the outside of my box, the stripe. So I'm just going to fold these in like this on those scored lines. And there's, a bunch of them. So there's like this. These little tabs need to be scored, or they're scored and you need to fold them in. So I'm just going to fold these in. It's very easy. It shows you in the picture. You can see in this picture, how to do it. It's real simple. And they show you in the other video too. I watched the other little video a couple of times to watch the assembly. Okay, and then we're going to make the box. We need to fold the box sides up like this. And you're right-handed? Well, I have really struggled with tape runners. That's something that I'm still working on, trying to find a tape runner that I really like. The one I really like, it costs me a lot to use it because it is small and it doesn't, it costs more to do refills. But being left-handed, I struggle a little bit because, everything's different. Everything's going the wrong direction. So, all right. So I'm going to fold this one too. Let's do all the folding here. And of course, you'll get real good at this because you have to do it 25 times. Oh yeah, it really isn't hard at all, Barb. It's just and Cindy, Cindy, it's not hard at all. It just takes a little time. Okay. So now we're going to put glue, or if you want to use wet glue, you can. I'm going to use my tape runner, and we're going to use tape runner on the tabs here. And we're going to put down a couple of pieces of tape on each of the 4 tabs. Of all the tape runners that I've tried, this one works the best for me. This is the Easy Runner Grand. And the cartridges that fill this are one of the lesser expensive ones. So this one works pretty good for me. Okay, so I've got tape on all 4 of those tabs. So then I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to push the tab in, and then I'm going to bring the box side up to meet it on both sides. And this will allow you to move slightly, this tape, but it does become permanent quite quickly. So you have a little bit of play, but not very much. So just make sure you kind of get it where you want it before you start sticking it down. Okay, so there's my tabs. Yeah, the little boxes turn out cute. So then I want to put tape on this little tab. So I don't know if you can be able to see me. I have to go to the edge of my table here. What I do with this, I can't get the tape gun in here because it's kind of big. So I kind of put this over the edge of the table and then put 2 or 3 strips of tape here. All right, like that. I know, isn't it amazing that the stripes even matched? Isn't that cool? And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold this back and lay it over the edge of the table. And then put some tape on there like that. And then fold this down. So then you've got your little box. Okay, let's do the other one. So it's pretty easy. Put some on the tabs first. Can't see where my tab is here. I didn't get that one folded, I don't think. Let's see, there we go. Do this. Do this side. But this has been really fun. I've been wanting to make this for years, and it does, you know, it does take a little while to do it, but it sure is fun, and it turns out so cute. I'm going to show you another little trick here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to stick these down. Okay. Oh yeah, these would be cute little gift boxes too. You could just make little boxes and not put it in together in a tree. You could just give them as, because it's a nice little size, you know. It's a nice little size. It's not real big. It's about, let's see, they're about 3.5 inches long, and they're about 2.5 inches wide. So it's big enough to put a small gift in. Okay, let's get these. And then we're going to put some tape. Make sure I got those pushed down, Joanne. You want to make sure you push your tape down, Mom. And this would be something that kids could do too. You know, you could get them started with the scan and cut, and let them fold the boxes and tape them together. And okay, so we're going to put this down, and then we're going to do this one. Okay, put this one down. So there's our little boxes. Okay. So let's do the little fold, or the little flap things, sleeves. Okay, so this is our little sleeves, and again, these are all scored as well. So you just got to fold them on the score lines. These are a little harder to see because they're kind of bumpy. Let me put my glasses on so I can see them. There we are. And then this one has like a little tab at the end, like that. So we got 3 of these to do. Get them all folded. Yeah, it's a little harder to see the scores on these because of the texture in the paper. Okay, and then this one. See, did I get the little flap up here? There's the flap. Okay, so the trick is with these, when you go to glue these together, you don't want to make them too tight so that the little boxes come in and out nice. Oops, I got some paper. I got some sticker on that. This paper had stickers on the back of them, and so I had to take some of the stickers off so they wouldn't show. I don't think that'll show, but we'll just take it off. Got to go to bed, huh, Cindy? It's time for bed. Okay, so now we're going to put a little tape on this the little flap here. Okay, and then when we go to put these little sleeves together, don't put them all the way out to the score line. Leave a little bit of a gap, maybe about 1/8 of an inch or so, because you don't want them to be too tight. Okay, and then I'm going to press it down really well. But you don't want them to be too tight so that the little boxes don't go in. You want the boxes to go in real smoothly, see? Okay, so don't make them too tight. I made my first couple too tight, and I had to take them apart and do them again. All right, so there's that one. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Leave about 1/8 of an inch or so there. Okay. Press it down really nice and tight. So there's that one. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, I got another one over here that needs a sleeve. All right, so there's our tape. Bring it up to the little, and leave about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and there's the little sleeves. Oh, I gotta find my other box here. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so they're all sitting in here fine. Now, I need to put one of these in. Let's see. I need to put one of the little stripy ones over here in my tree. But I wanted to show you, did you notice that I have these little notches in my boxes? See the little notches? They didn't tell you to do this, but I was like, well, I want to be able to put my finger in there and pull a little box out instead of having to stick my finger in the back to push it out. So I wanted these little half circles. Okay. So to do that, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got myself a little circle punch. So this is a little circle punch, and I think it was I think it's a 1/2 inch. I think it was a 1/2 inch circle punch. I don't remember. Let's see. Let's measure it. It's at the top, so it is the right size. So it's 5/8, a 5/8 inch circle punch that I got at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so you can use this for lots of stuff. And what's neat about it is that it shows you where to put the paper in so that you can get a 1/2 of a circle. So this line here on the side gives you the 1/2 a circle. If you push it all the way in, it'll give you the whole circle. Well, I just want 1/2 circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to line up the little arrows on the side here. And I'm just going to kind of, center it side to side, put them on those little edge circles. Okay, and then I'm going to press down. And look, there's my little notch. So we got to notch our little boxes. So I did that with all of them. And this was not expensive. I want to say it might have been between $3 and $4. This little punch, it was not expensive. Okay, so there's my little notch. I think I got the other ones. Oh, I got a couple more to do here. Let's see. Now the trick is too, just so you know, that some of the boxes, you want to make sure that you don't get them upside down, because see one side, like this one's kind of directional. So this side, I want to make this the front, because this side, see, my ho 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 is upside down because of the way the paper's made. So I want to make sure I do I want to make sure that I do my notch on this side so that it's right side up. So we'll put our notch in here. So I left a few of these to do the notches. Okay, so there's the notch. And then let's see here. This one, did this one need a notch? This one needs a notch, yeah. And my little tree. So see, the tree is upside down here. This side is right side up. So we're going to use the notch on that side. So all these papers were just, I used some of them one side, some of them another. I kind of changed them out. So there's my little notch. Okay, and then this one needs a notch. So make sure I got it, my tree's right side up here. All right. Put our notches in. Yeah, the boxes are really fun. I mean, they don't take long. I mean, it takes a little while to cut them. I mean, you got to cut them like 12 times, 12, 13 times to get them, all cut out. So, okay. Now I need to put on my, we need to put one drawer in over here, because this is the rest of the boxes to finish here. And we'll get to the star here in a minute. We'll do that in a minute. All right, so here's our little tree. Okay, so here's our little tree. And I started working on this, and so the next page is going to show us, what we have to do. But I need to put one of the little stripy ones in this slot, because otherwise I'll have two of them in this right next to each other. So we'll put it here. Okay, so there's my little stripy one. Okay. Now the next page then shows the assembly. So this is where we're gonna start assembling, and we're just gonna do the top part. Yes, I got the punch from Hobby Lobby. It's 5/8 inch. It was a 5/8 inch punch. Okay, so the next page, this was all the assembly of the boxes and the little sleeves. Then the next page, shows you how to put your boxes in. Put them together and that stuff. And I punched mine to make the little tabs, okay? And that's what, and so you make 25 sets, which I have here. So I got 25 sets. Okay. Now what I did is on this page is where it shows you how to put the tree together. And so what I did is I put the numbers randomly like they did on each part. So like this is the top, was number 25 is going to be way at the top. And then they put them random. So we're going to do that too, but I'm not going to put all the numbers on. I'll put a couple on so you know how to do it. Okay, so we're going to start assembling our tree. So we have to put some ribbon on, and we have to glue these parts together. So I started at the bottom, okay, with my tree trunk. So here's my tree trunk down here. These 4 are my tree trunk, and those are the ones that I made in brown paper. Okay, so I made those with brown paper, so my tree trunk would be brown. All right, and then the next layer up has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and that's the bottom of the tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the next layer up is going to be 2 rows of 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, and then I've got these all glued together. So you'll see the gluing here in a minute. We're going to do that. So this section here is together. This section, the next section up, has 3 boxes, and they're all glued together, and you put the ribbon on each section. So like this section here has ribbon on it, down here where my little tree trunk is. And then this section has a ribbon, this section has a ribbon, and this section has a ribbon. So then we're going to continue on here. So I'm up to the top 2 rows here. Okay, so I just put it together the same way. Okay, so we're going to take, these are all going to be green boxes since they're on the tree. So let's see here. I want to do some, let's put these up here so we can decide where we want them. Put these all in the little sleeves here. I thought I'd put this stripy one at the top, or not sure if I want it at the top, or we'll see. Because I've got 2 of these. I got an extra one of these. I thought maybe I'd put that one at the top, maybe. All right, let's see here. Trying to find the bottom of my box here. Let me slide in here. So these are going to be 2 groups of 4, or 2 groups of 2. So we have 4 boxes. So I'm going to do this. And then let's do this one like this. Okay, so that's the way I want my top. Let me pull this over a little bit so you can see a little bit more closely. Okay, like this. And then we're going to put the little stripy one on the top. How about that? Okay, so this is the next part. We're going to assemble these 2 pieces. So I'm just going to pull these 2 pieces down. I kind of set it out the way I wanted it, and then I just did it row by row like the instructions said. Okay, so they just give you nice pictures, so it actually works out really well. Okay, so let's pull these 4 down, or these 5 down like this. We'll set this over here, and we're going to do some gluing. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do these 4 together first. So I want these 2 together, and then I want these 2 on top. So let's just lay these over here, and I'm just going to use my hot glue gun. Just got my little Gorilla Glue gun, and I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm just going to glue the sides of the boxes together. Okay, and then like that. Just hold them together till they set. And the hot glue seemed to work really well for this. Okay, but this one is a 4 boxes, so we're going to put the ribbon over all 4 of them. Okay, so let's get that glued together nice. We've just got a string, don't we? Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to glue these 2 together. This is the bottom ones, this is the top one, so we'll glue these 2 together. Like that. Make sure you get them lined up. Oh, there's my fly buddy. He's right in he wanted to get into the movie, or into the video here, didn't he? I got a couple of them out here. They had the door open for quite a while today working out here, so I have flies. Okay, so here's the bottom row, and here's the top row of this little 4-plex. So then I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to take some hot glue, and we're going to glue the 2 rows together. Maybe, if I have some more glue stuff. Okay.
like that. Okay, and then we're going to lay this one up here. Get them all lined up. There we go. So the hot glue worked best for me. You can use regular wet glue if you want, but the I like the hot glue. It sets up a little faster. Oh, my helper, my helper is in the other room because there's a hole in the floor where the dryer vent goes down, and I don't want a cat in my floor. So she's out in the other room. I'm not letting her in here right now with all the worky. Okay, so now I want to put my ribbon on this. So the ribbon, get my ribbon here. And this is what worked the best for me for the ribbon. The only one I had to glue a little bit was the bottom one, this one. So I glued these with the hot glue, and I glued these with hot glue on the bottom of the biggest part of the tree because they wanted to come off. But the tape worked real well for me because I'm going to be gluing this to the top of the tree. So it's all going to be glued together. Okay. So we're going to take the ribbon and I just leave it on the spool, and I'm going to try to get it as centered as I can. Turn this upside down. Okay. Then I'm going to take my tape runner again. Get this out of my way. And I'm just going to put some tape on the bottom of my ribbon. Try to get it centered as best I can. And put my tape on the bottom of the box with the ribbon. Like that. And like I said, I did put a little glue on the bottom one and on the bottom of the lower branches of the tree, just because they were not glued to anything. Okay, so then we're going to do the same here, and I'm just going to bring it around so that it comes around a little ways, and then I'm going to trim it off. Okay, I'm going to do that. This. Put some tape on here. Like that. Oh, you like the numbers in order? I thought it would be kind of neat. I liked them random just because then you have to hunt for the number instead of it being in the exact order. So I thought it was kind of fun to be able to, oops, except I put my drawers in. No, I'm okay. There we go. All right, so there is the ribbon. So see, I just put the ribbon around like that. And then we're going to do some ribbon on the top box. This is our top box. So we're going to do the ribbon on that too. So this one's just short, so we'll do this one too. Just put a little tape on it. Try to get it as centered as you can. I'm just eyeballing it, so I'm going to go around this way and come around the other side. Trim it off here. And pull them taut. You don't want it to be tight. You don't want to bend your boxes. So let me get my tape runner. Yeah, because if you see advent calendars, most of the time advent calendars are actually random instead of in numeric order. Okay, so there is the little ribbons on our two last layers of our box. Okay, so now we're going to, let me get this out of the way. We're going to bring our box over here. So now we need to put this piece up and then the last piece up. So the last thing we're going to do before we do anything else is we also have to make the star. So I'm not going to glue this on until after I get the star put on the box because it's a little hard to do it. I made the mistake of doing the star last and I already had it all glued together. So it was really hard to get the star out. So we're going to do that before we do that. All right, so here's our little tree. And now this part's going to go up here and be centered up here. And I did pretty well with my ribbon. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our hot glue again, and we're going to glue the bottom of the box here to that row. Kind of center it in there. Make sure it's centered front to back as well. And I'm just going to push it down and let it harden. Okay, so we got almost all of our box. Okay, so let that sit for a minute, and we're going to work on our star. So what do you think so far? So I did a 4-plex at the bottom. There's 5 across here, ribbon. Okay, there's 2 groups of 4 that make the center of the tree, ribbon over those. 3 pieces here, ribbon over those, and then the 4-plex at the top. Okay, and then we're going to put the number 25 at the top. So we're going to set this over here, out of the way for a minute. And let's talk about the star. So we're going to come back and put the last box on at the end. So we're going to turn the page to look at the star. So the star is just a little tricky. And let me see if you can get down here. So the star, you're going to need a piece of, oh, I tell you, these flies are just driving me crazy. I've got a fly swatter, but they're in things. Okay. So I need a piece of wire. Oh, here's my wire. So you just need a little piece of floral wire. And then what I do is I just turn the end down so that there's a little hook on the end. Like this. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Okay. Just like that. So you just need something to give it some body. Okay. And then if you look at the instructions here, the red lines are going to be folded up. The blue lines are going to be folded down. So that's kind of what makes this a little confusing. So if you look at the picture, the red lines are folded up towards you. The blue lines are folded away from you. Okay. So what that means is there's little tabs on this side of the star. So we're going to fold the tabs down because we're going to put glue on those. And I am actually going to use wet glue for this because that is what worked the best for me. Some hot glue and some wet glue. So I'm going to take all these little teeny tabs here and fold them down. So there's a whole bunch of them all the way around here. So I want to get this started so you can see how I did it, but then I've got one done so that we can move on to the end of the project. So, okay, so we're going to do all the folding. I just wanted to show you how to do all the folding though, and how I started putting it together. All right, so you want to make sure you get those little, and that's why I found that not using as heavy a paper for this particular part of the project worked a little easier because then it was easier to fold. So then I want the star. The centers of the little star are going to be folded towards you. Okay, so I am going to actually just fold through those like that. So all of those are going to be folded towards you. Oops, like that. And then the little ones in the middle here are going to be folded away from me. So if I kind of take my little star, see how I can remember the little game we used to take with the little finger thing like this? That's kind of what you're doing. Those of you who are my age will remember that thing. Can't remember what we called it. What did we call it? All right, so I'm just folding those down, pulling these like that. All right, so see how now it looks like a star in the center? These are folded down, the other ones are folded. Oh, cootie catcher? I don't remember calling it that. I know what you mean though. Yep. All right, so there is this is actually the back of the star. The front of the star doesn't have the tabs on it, so this one's going to be folded the same way, but it doesn't have any tabs. So we're just going to fold it up. like this. Just a second here. I gotta get my flies. They're about to drive me crazy. I got my fly swatter. Let's see if I can get him. They're both sitting down here underneath my tablet. Go away, guys. Okay. They're like dive bombing me. Okay. And then this one. Like I figured out a couple ways that this works better. So I just fold all the way through, and then I can go back and see I can pull those little short ones like this. So I'm pulling it in, and then I can get these to go down. Yeah. Isn't that cute? It's really, but the lighter weight cardstock, the first one I did with 100-pound cardstock, and oh my gosh, it was so hard to fold. But see how pretty that is? Isn't that neat? Okay, so then to put this together, what you do to start it is the piece that has the tabs on it is the back. And then what you want to do is you want to take your little wire and you want to glue it into the back of it like this. So what I did to glue it is I took my hot glue gun and just put a little glue here. Second, let me see if I can get my camera down a little lower. Okay. All right. So here, a little glue here and a little glue here. And I just laid this down in there like that. Okay. It's easier just to start with the wire in there. Okay. So that's what I did. I got the wire in there first and just let it harden so that it was set up. Okay. Then what worked the best for me, and I have this new toy and I love this thing. Have you guys ever, if you make cards, you might have seen this thing, but it's called the Precision Glue Press. And I've always had trouble with precision glue bottles because they like to get all crusty at the tip here. So this is cool because it sits in this little holster and then it sits down in here. I love this thing. So what I did is I took wet glue for this part, and what I did is I started at the top, okay, and I put some glue. Oh my gosh, we got flies everywhere here. Okay, I'm going to take a little of my glue here, and this sets up very quickly. Okay, I'm going to take a little, and it also dries clear. I'm going to put a little glue here on those tabs to start with, and the top two. I just did the top two. Okay, and then I took my star and laid it down on those two and got them lined up with my glue. Okay, you got to get a little gluey to do this, and I just got it all lined up. And this actually sets up pretty quick. So if you just kind of hold it like this, this is awesome. It's called the Precision Glue Gun. Precision Glue, yeah. And it's from My Sweet Petunia. It might. I don't usually use that glue, so I don't know, Barbara, if that works really well or not. So then, see, there's the top two little parts. And then what I did is I just kind of worked my way down. So see, like here is the next part of the star. So I'm just going to take my little precision glue gun and go into that little tab. I just did one at a time then, like that. And just let it set for a second. Okay, and I just worked my way all the way around. And this actually works pretty slick. Just do one little tab at a time and just work your way down, and it went together. I would tell you to use a Craft Bond glue that sets up quickly. Okay, this is awesome. Yeah, My Sweet Petunia does this precision glue gun, and it comes with the glue and the glue bottles, and there's an extra glue bottle if you use a different kind of glue. This is Nuvo glue, which I actually like. I'd never tried it before. And I like it because then you can squeeze real easy. It's got the little trigger. So yeah, so I just did another one. Let's do another one over here. So on this side. So I'm just going to put a little glue on this tab. but it just puts a little bit of glue out. And then I'll do this tab, line it up. But I just did kind of one tab at a time. Okay, and then we'll do these. Like this. Get this one. This one not quite bent in as well, so I'm just going to line up my sides and give it a little squeeze. And then I just worked my way all the way down. Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting one for a while, and they had them at the craft store that I go to a lot in Cedar Rapids, and I bought one for me and one for Judy, and I really like it because I'm just not very good with glue, and this has really helped me a lot because it's not so messy. Okay, so then I would do this one. See this tab here? I would just work my way down until I got all the tabs done, and it really worked really well with the glue. Okay, but I'd use a Craft Bond glue that sets quickly. Okay, and that's what this Nuvo glue does. All right, and then when you're all done, see how it turned out. So this is the front. This is the part that has the tabs on it back here, and this is the front. So see how neat that is. What craft store? Jan, I got it at Scrap Mania in Cedar Rapids. And you can also buy it directly from mysweetpetunia.com. So they have it on their website too. But I got it from Scrap Mania in Cedar Rapids. Isn't that pretty? So that's what I did. I just kept working my way down. Okay, and I just did one tab at a time, let it set, held it, let it set, and just worked my way down, and see it went together really much easier than I ever thought. And this does not make a mess then. That's the thing I like about this glue. It isn't messy, because what happens is you set it down and there's like a little plug in there that your glue doesn't dry out then, and it sets down in this little holster. And then it doesn't dry out, so it's really nice. And the tape gun does not work very well for this, Jan, because it's too hard to get in there. It's too small, the tabs are too small, and the glue just worked way better, and I just did one little tab at a time and worked my way all the way down. And then this is what I did. But use some lighter weight paper. So this is like 65-pound paper, because it was just easier to work with. Because there were so many little folds and it was so small, okay? All right, so here's our little star. So we'll use this one. I'll put this one together too. I'll finish it later, but now you understand how I did it. I just did a little tab and then held it down, okay? Hot glue on the inside and then a little tab, and then it just goes. Yeah, this actually glues, this glue dries clear, and so I really don't have much trouble with it, okay? So here's our little star. So the next step of this is we're gonna punch a hole. And I need to make this smaller, so I need to make my get my wire cutters out here. A second, I gotta grab them. That depends on the glue you use. Somebody asked about they make marks with the glue. It depends on the kind of glue you use. This does not make marks, and it dries clear. So you might need to switch your glues. Okay. There's a lot of good glues out there. My other favorite glue is Gina K Designs. It's called Connect Glue. That's my other favorite one, and this one does not leave marks. This is wonderful glue, Connect Glue, and it dries very quickly, and it does not leave marks. So that's the other one I use, and then I still use one of my favorite glues is still this old Elmer's Craft Bond, and it's a precision tip. This is a precision tip also. But this is good glue, and it bonds quickly. So there's a lot of different really good glues out there, so you might have to try a few. But this is Nuvo. This is one I hadn't tried before, and I do like it. Okay, so we're going to cut this off a little bit. Maybe down here. Let's see. I need to come down about here. We're just kind of guessing. Okay. You want the glue gun? Yeah, if you go to mysweetpetunia.com, they have it. You can call Scrap Mania in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and they'll mail it to you. I think they have them. So then what we're going to do is we're going to make a hole in the top of our box. And this is on the last page for the assembly. So it shows putting a little hole in the box, and we're going to put this little star down through here. Okay. So I'm going to take my I got to find my tool here. Where'd it go? One of my pokey tools works really well for this. There it is. Okay, so I've got this little awl, and I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to put my fingers in here closely, and I'm going to try to get it as centered as I can. I'm just going to eyeball it. Careful not to poke yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to put a hole through there. Of course, I got to put my glasses back on so I can see. And I'm sorry this video is going to be a little longer. I figured it would be because this was a big project. All right, so then we're going to take the little wire, if I can feel where it goes through. Okay, I'm going to put it through my box, and then I'm going to bend this wire up. So I'm just put it through the box, and I'm going to bend this wire up, and I might still have to cut it off a little bit more. There it is. It's a little too long yet, so we'll cut it off a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So we're going to bend it up against the top of the box there. Okay. And then I'm just going to tape that inside. Okay. Got it quite bent. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to tape that inside. And where did my tape go? Here it is. Put some tape in there. You can use washi tape. You can use Scotch tape. I'm just going to use some Scotch tape just to tape it up inside the box here. It's hard for me to show you that because it's up inside. Okay. Make sure it's well taped down. I think I'll put another piece of tape on there. It'll be okay. I don't want the end to be, I want the end to be covered. There we go. All right. So there's our star. Okay. And the part with the tabs is on the back. Okay. So there's my star. I think I squished one of my little ends a little bit, but it's not too bad. There we go. Okay, so it's easy to put the star on without it being on the tree. So I would recommend doing this before you put it on the tree. And then we're gonna go ahead and put our tree together. So here's my little box. Let's put the box in. Okay. So this will be the top of our tree. Get my little glue press out of here. Precision glue press, I think is what they call it. Okay, here's our tree. Let's put this, bring this over here. And then we're going to hot glue this on the top. If I can get my camera to go up a little bit higher. This has been a hard one because I have to go up and down a lot. Okay, so here's our little top of our tree. We get my hot glue. We're going to put some hot glue on the bottom of the box here. Okay. And center it up over here. It looks pretty cool. So what do you think? Yeah, I think the star looks pretty good. And the glue worked really well. The wet glue worked real well for the star because I just had a real hard time with I wanted to use tape because I thought, oh, the tape will be easier, but it really didn't. Okay, so then the last step is I did the numbers last because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do them, and so I did the numbers last. So, but I did go by this page here that we did, you know, where they showed how to assemble it. I did the numbers like they showed here. So like I put 25 at the top. So I won't put all the numbers on, but I'll put a couple on so you can see how I do it. So my number 25 on this tree is going to be in silver. So here's my 25. So I'm just going to cut out just the number I want with my scissors. And this has got, remember, this is vinyl and it's got my transfer tape on it. Okay. Now the transfer tape is not ultra sticky. If you have really sticky transfer tape, it may not work real well because this is paper, remember. So just be careful. I don't have really sticky transfer tape. So here's my 25, okay? And I'm going to take this off. Now, if your numbers don't come with it, which they are, okay, your numbers should come off on your transfer tape, your clear transfer tape. So there's my 25. Oops, second here. The end of my 5 is coming off. There we go. Okay, so here's my 25. And I want the 25 on the top box. It shows it on the top box. So I'm just going to take this out like this. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it down. Make sure it's pretty straight. I think it's going to be easier for me to go this way, so I'm going to lay it down so I don't have to try to hold it up. Okay. But the vinyl worked pretty good. And if you cut them out of paper, you can just glue them on. But this worked with, I would use wet glue for these if you're gluing them on, but the vinyl worked really well. So then I'm just going to burnish this down a little bit with my little tool. Okay. So that the numbers stick. And don't get too carried away on the transfer paper. And then it just pulls off. Okay. So there's 25. So that's going to be at the top. Okay. Let's do another one. So then the next 4 plex down, it's 18, 4, 5, and 20. So let's do the 18. So the 18 is black. Yes, well, I suppose you could. I just did it this way because I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to do them. But you have to fold the boxes, and I had to do the little notches. So that's why I didn't put the numbers on first, because I was afraid I might cut them. So I just did them this way. So I'm just going to burnish my numbers here. We'll take this one off. Let's see how we did. Okay, this one doesn't sometimes my numbers don't want to come off. So just take your little tool and just get them started so that they come up with the transfer paper. I just kind of stick my tool underneath and pull up. Let's try from the top instead. Sometimes they stick really hard and sometimes they don't. My vinyl's been laying in a little tub for a long time, so it may be not very sticky. There we go. Once you get it started, it's okay. There we go. Okay, so there's my 18. So 18 is going to be right on this one. So I'll pull this one out. This one's stuck. Oh, did I get it glued in there? There we go. Okay, so here's 18. So I'll just get it on there the way I want it. Looks pretty good. Okay. Didn't get that one very good. There we go. There we go. So there's 18. And I'm just going to keep doing that with all of my little boxes. And I just use the little example that they did in the instructions. And that's how I put them random on there so that then you have to look for the little numbers for each day. So then they're not all in the same place, So that's why I did them that way. I just thought it would be fun because most advent calendars, when you look at them, they are random. The numbers are random on them. So, but if you want to put them in order, you can put them in order and then do like the 1, 2 at the bottom and then work your way up so that the 25's at the top like this one. Okay. So I'm just going to continue on. I'm not going to put all the numbers on. So what I did is I just took the numbers in the order. So like the next one's 4. So then I'd put 4 up here next to 18. And I put the 4 right on this one. So I just followed my little directions here. And I just cut them out one number at a time and stuck them on. So it didn't take very long. You like them mixed up too? I kind of like them mixed up. I think either way would be just fine. Okay, so there's our little tree. Isn't it cute? I really wanted to send one of these to somebody, but I was so afraid it would get crunched in shipment. So that's why I decided to give somebody the little reindeer instead. But isn't that cute? It's so much fun. These were so much fun to do. So I'll just keep doing. I'll put my little numbers on my little tree. So, okay. So what do you think? I think it turned out very cute. It was a very fun project. I missed the beginning. Where can we get this pattern? Oh, this is a free pattern. I'm not sure who said that. This is a free pattern. Marcia, this is a free pattern on canvasworkspace.brother.com. So this is a free one from Brother. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna switch the camera back up so we can have our drawing. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm sorry it was a little longer, but I knew it would be because it's kind of a big project and I did part of it the other day. So it wouldn't take so long, because otherwise there's so many parts. It took me like nearly all day to get all those boxes cut and everything. So let me get the camera turned up here so we can have our drawing. But it is really fun.
It's not hard. It just does take a little time. It's got a lot of pieces to it. But what a fun thing to do with the kids. I love advent calendars too. So I'm going to give this as a gift to somebody. So I thought I'd keep one and take it to the store and give one as a gift. And put little things in each box for the year. So I thought or for December. So I thought it'd be fun. Okay, so now we're ready for our drawing. Has everybody been commenting and ready for your drawing? And this time we're going to be giving away the little reindeer, one of the little reindeer. So if you haven't seen this video, go to YouTube, Sew Along with Jan, and the YouTube and the video is the little reindeer. It's 3D reindeer with Artspira, the Scan and Cut in Artspira. So this was a little free Artspira project, so it was really fun. And yeah, so this is going to be the gift. Okay, so let's see who's going to win our gift. I need to get my tablet here. Just like I got all my tape sticking on my tablet. Take the tape off. Okay, so we're gonna draw a name. Let's see who wins tonight. So I'm gonna mix all the names up. You guys have been great getting your names so I can see them, because I can see so many more of your names on StreamYard now. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. All right. So I'm going to mix them all up. I'm going to put my finger down and see who wins. Okay. Oh, Bernadette Canis. Bernadette, you won the little, is it Canis? Did I say that right, Bernadette? I'm going to write your name down so I won't forget. So Bernadette, you won the little reindeer. And Bernadette, I assume you're from away from here. So can you do me a favor and personal message me your mailing address, and I will mail your little gift to you. Okay. Wow. Yes. I said it correctly. Canis, Bernadette. Awesome. And so if you could personal message me through Facebook Messenger, your mailing address, I will send you your little reindeer. So I'll send it out to you tomorrow. So here's your little reindeer. Congratulations, Bernadette. That's cool. We're having some of the new people, some of the new folks are winning. So I like that. We have a lot of new people. Okay. So next week, we will not have class because there were 5. Where'd my phone go? There were 5 Wednesdays this month. So there's no class next week. We will start up. Give me a second here. I'm going to try to get my calendar up. We will start again on, or no, I'm sorry. There was 5 Wednesdays in October, but there was also 5 in November. So I'm going to take the first off, because hopefully by then I'll have my house put back together. So when we start classes up again on the 8th of November, we're going to start with the Kimberbell Cutie. Okay. For December, I'll be able to teach back over here where I belong. So I was hoping to have a week to get my house put back together so that I can teach in my sewing room. So we'll have the 8th of November will be the next class. So we'll have a week off, and next week is the 1st. The 8th and the 15th will be the Kimberbell Cutie. And then we'll have another week off in November, the 22nd. That's the day before Thanksgiving. So we'll have that day off. So I know a lot of you are going to be busy with family and everything. And then we'll have another class on the 29th of November. We're going to have a software class. I haven't decided yet what we're going to do yet, but we'll do a software class on that day. Okay. So we'll see you on November 8th is the next class. We'll have 1 week off. I may have a video if I can get everything put back. I may have a video, hopefully, during that week. I hope to have some videos. I'm working on a couple more projects. So, but I just need to have it's very hard for me to do videos in the living room because it's very dark in there. So I'm looking forward to being back in my sewing room. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the little Advent tree. It was very fun to do. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for Sew Along with Jan, and we'll be doing another Kimberbell Cutie. So thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. Bye.